today our topic is ACTS Corporate University, and we're going to be talking about a lot of resources that are available for staff growth and skill growth. And so we're going to be sharing a video first. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce to you our guest via, she probably can't hear me, via Teams. We have Bridget. Okay, can she? So we have Bridget Bernhardt. She is our Director of Learning and Development for the ACTS Corporate University, and she's going to be joining us throughout the course of our meeting, but she also works for ACTS Corporate University, so she has a wealth of information she can share as after we watch the video. And of course, we have George Bryan, our Vice President of Operations for the Southeast region. So welcome, George. And with that, I'm going to ask Barnabas to pray. I guess no jokes today, huh? We hurt his feelings earlier.
Are we tired? So let us pray this evening. Let us pray. Heavenly gracious Father, thank you for our time together. Thank you for the fabulous residents that's here right now and those that's watching through Channel 95. Continue to be with us, give us blessings, enjoy the present for us to give, Father, and find joy in the small things. We pray for any family members that's here in residence, and anyone, employees that's going through any tough time, that you give them a peace that surpasses all understanding, that guards their heart and mind in you. I pray in a glimpse of darkness or pain or hurt that you give them joy and the ability to experience your comfort in the darkest moments. So, Father, we thank you for your faithfulness. We know you're faithful before. You'll be faithful again to just be with us this evening. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, so with that, we are going to share a video, and then afterwards, George will come up and we'll talk about what we just watched.
Hello, I'm Karen Christensen, and I'd like to welcome you to our first Town Hall meeting of 2024. Each year, members of leadership come before you 4 times to share important information for residents and team members as we highlight our success of the past and our plans for the future. Each May, we bring you the annual report focusing on the financial and operational results of the previous year. 6 months later, in November, we share the operating budget for the coming year, which includes the explanation of any increase in monthly fees. The other 2 town hall meetings, including this one, give us the opportunity to share different aspects of ACTS designed to show the great depth and breadth of the organization. As you know, one of the keys to the success of the organization and to resident satisfaction is to have an engaged and dedicated workforce that is committed to the ACTS mission and culture. Since the onset of the pandemic, which was followed by a variety of unfavorable economic conditions, recruitment and retention of team members has been one of our biggest challenges. Our ability to attract and retain team members is based on more than just wages and includes benefits, working conditions, and providing a positive and welcoming culture. We are so pleased that the results of our 2023 Team Member Satisfaction and Engagement Survey were positive, as our scores were overwhelmingly ahead of internal and external benchmarks. Areas including workplace culture, mission, professional growth, recognition, and supporting a diverse workforce all exceeded previous surveys and national benchmarks. Our success is largely due to the impactful relationships that our team members have with our residents. I thank you for the important role you play in making ACTS a great place to not only live, but also to work. We know how important our team members are to all of you as residents, and we thank you for the support that you provide to them, including donations you make to your Residents Association or the ACTS Legacy Foundation to support team member training and development. We are often asked about our training programs, including how is ACTS investing in our team members, how are we addressing the changing needs and desires of the workforce, how are we preparing future leaders, and do we have succession planning programs? To answer these questions and more, today we'll be discussing ACTS Corporate University, often referred to as ACU. Jonathan Grant, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, and Joanne Hartman, Managing Director of ACTS Corporate University, will highlight the history of ACU and how far the university has come since its founding, along with a variety of programs designed to support team members in their job performance and career development. They will talk about the vision that created ACTS Corporate University and plans for the future that will impact team members and residents alike. We are all pleased to bring you this important program. Thank you for attending, and it's my pleasure to introduce Jonathan Grant.
Thank you, Karen. I'm so pleased to join you for this town hall meeting, and I'm thrilled to talk about the ACTS Corporate University. ACTS Corporate University was the vision of former Chief Executive Officer and later board member and resident, Reverend George R. Gunn, Jr. Back in 2000, George resolved to form a corporate university designed to protect and grow our intellectual capital and to prepare the organization for the future. The ACTS Corporate University was never intended, nor ever became, a bricks and mortar institution designed to compete with or replace traditional universities. There are no dormitories, no fraternities, and no football team. Rather, the ACTS Corporate University is a department of ACTS designed to provide and coordinate training and development programs. In 2000, ACTS joined thousands of other organizations forming corporate universities, recognizing the obligation to prepare their people to meet the expectations of their customers and support career growth. Our focus was to support a learning environment, making ACTS an employer of choice. From the beginning, the vision of ACTS Corporate University included to provide a vehicle for continuous learning opportunities for ACTS team members with the goal of having the best trained and highest motivated workforce in the senior living industry, to provide enrichment learning opportunities for residents and team members. Through the years, ACTS Corporate University has touched the lives of countless members of the ACTS family. ACU has helped team members perform their work better. They have helped team members more from just having a job to having a career. They have helped team members reach goals they thought they may never reach. From electronic computer-based training to relationships with traditional educational institutions, ACTS Corporate University assures our compliance with training expectations and our ability to support team members in reaching their educational and professional goals, including undergraduate or advanced degrees. But college degrees are not the foundation of ACTS Corporate University. Most of our programs focus more keenly on service delivery and helping team members to enhance their skills in support of what they do every day. Almost 25 years ago, ACTS former CEO, Reverend George Gunn, had a vision for the future of ACTS. Today, Joanne Hartman, Managing Director of ACTS Corporate University, will share with you a summary of the programs we offer, the impacts we make, the lives we have changed, and how ACTS Corporate University will move into the future. Joanne joined ACTS in 2014 after a career in education, including the classroom and school administration. Joanne continues to be an advocate for education, the ACTS family, and ACTS Corporate University. Joanne?
Thank you, Jonathan. I am so pleased to join you and share the important work of ACTS Corporate University. ACU was founded with the core mission of providing educational and personal development programs and lifelong learning opportunities for all residents and team members. This mission remains foundational for our planning, activities, and how we approach the learning and educational mission of ACTS. I am honored to carry on the legacy that was started with the vision of Reverend Gunn and brought to life by the leadership team over the last 2 decades. We are proud to continue to grow the traditions of ACU. ACTS has worked hard to become an employer of choice. That is, a place that people want to work and want to stay. Our success as an employer of choice has been measured in many aspects, including our remarkable longevity of workers, low turnover, and strong team member engagement. We recognize that to be an employer of choice, we need to provide a positive working environment, competitive wages, strong benefits, meaningful work, and opportunity. ACTS Corporate University plays an important role in our workforce success. ACTS Corporate University recognizes a wide scope of learning opportunities across the organization. We are charged with positioning team members to better perform their jobs and for positioning the organization to meet the ever-growing and changing needs of the ACTS family. One of the key areas of focus is leadership development. That is, our ability to develop the next generation of leaders to carry on the mission of ACTS, assure the delivery of services to residents, and position the organization for success and growth far into the future. Among the ways we do this is through a series of leadership development programs. ACU coordinates and manages various retreats and planning sessions across communities and corporate services to facilitate planning and team development. Helping team members better understand themselves and their colleagues through exercises in emotional intelligence like DISC profiling, seeking to better understand personal trends, influences, and dominance factors. Further, ACU hosts a variety of leadership academies. The ACTS Leadership Academy was founded over 15 years ago, designed to reach line-level managers and future leaders, exposing them to the breadth of services within the organization and giving them a glimpse into the areas that are not part of their current jobs. The idea of this 6-week program is to broaden participants' view of ACTS' interest in preparing them for their next role. The Advanced ACTS Leadership Academy takes the next step forward. This 5-week seminar-based program focuses on extending previous learning through self-exploration, collaboration, and a personal evaluation of strengths and challenges. Recently, ACU has introduced the Leadership and Development LEAD program. LEAD focuses on new leaders within the organization for a week-long intensive dive into our culture, philosophy, engagement, and practices. New leaders, either through promotion or newly hired, go through LEAD to fully orient them to ACTS practices to help them better understand and embrace who we are, how we do things, and position them for success, all with the goal of providing best-in-class service delivery to our residents. The development of team members has always been our primary focus of ACU. Our goal has always been to support the growth and advancement of team members, helping them perform their current job better and position them to grow a career. Opportunity has always been one of the hallmarks of ACTS. ACU supports this by helping team members move from a job to a career. ACU offers a wide variety of developmental workshops. Our 1- and 2-hour workforce development classes are available to all team members. These live, interactive sessions are delivered via our Teams platform, a virtually interactive Microsoft tool. We currently offer over 40 different workshops covering both soft skills and technical trainings. Some of these topics include emotional intelligence, inclusive leadership, and customer service, to name a few. The ACU team can also personalize any training to meet the needs of a specific community or department. Within our industry, we are required to provide a wide variety of trainings to our team members across all levels of the organization. From fire safety to memory support, state and federal regulators require significant training hours each year for all team members. Indeed, senior living is amongst the most regulated industries in the nation, requiring high compliance standards and a wide range of licensing requirements, from clinicians like nurses, therapists, and nursing assistants to CPAs, fitness professionals, and all manner of fields. How do we effectively and efficiently train over 7,000 team members in a consistent fashion and document that the training happened? One of the ways we do this is by partnering with a company providing an industry-leading electronic learning management system. They provide content, embed ACTS-created content, provide access through the ACTS team member portal, and track compliance. This vendor is an important partner in assuring that our team members are prepared and that our company is compliant. Team member training and development doesn't stop with work-related actions. We recognize the impact we can have on our team members beyond just their job and careers. ACU provides general education diploma GED support to team members in need of completion of their high school diploma. We work with the team member to locate a preparation class and testing center and will cover the fees associated with the program and test. Over the past 10 years, ACU has supported 85 team members to obtain their GED. ACTS Corporate University also supports team members in various other ways. We partner with several universities across all of our service areas that provide robust tuition discounts to our team members. These discounts range between 10 and 20% off tuition fees. 2 of our university partners match our annual tuition reimbursement allotments, making the out-of-pocket expense for team members who choose these 2 schools much more affordable. Speaking of tuition reimbursement, ACU provides tuition reimbursement to both part-time and full-time team members on a tiered program. In 2023, over 100 ACTS team members have used tuition reimbursement to pursue a degree. While all of these benefits are important, I want to share a story that I think epitomizes the impact of ACU and tuition reimbursement on team members. While we have helped many people receive advanced degrees, I am most proud of our associate degree cohorts. Over the last several years, we have graduated 2 classes of team members with associate degrees. These are largely team members that had given up any thought of going to college, but through ACTS Corporate University, they got another chance at higher education. With no cost to them, they worked hard to achieve something that most thought would never happen. They were brave and diligent and remarkable. I am so proud of them. Many have gone on to get their bachelor's degree and master's degree. In addition to tuition reimbursement, scholarships are another way ACTS Corporate University supports our team members. We currently offer the J. Mark Vanderbeck Scholarship, High School Senior Scholarship, Children of Team Members Scholarship, and Culinary Servers Scholarship. Through the generosity of donations from residents, ACTS team members, and friends of ACTS, the J. Mark Vanderbeck Scholarship honors the legacy of Mark and his belief in education and development. As a former Chief Executive Officer of ACTS, Mark tirelessly worked to help team members achieve their goals. This scholarship provides resources that bring that vision to life. Each year, we also award a scholarship to a graduating senior in each region. This competitive scholarship asks graduating seniors to write about their life experience, their plans, and to share how they would benefit from the scholarship. They are always difficult choices. For over 30 years, we have also awarded scholarship vouchers to our culinary servers, just for working and being part of the ACTS family. These vouchers can be redeemed for payments directly to educational institutions. It is a great program and a great way to recruit young workers. A recent addition to our scholarship program is the Children of Team Members Scholarship. This, too, is a competitive award asking the children of current team members to write about their actions and plans for the future. This is one of our ways to tell our team members that we value them and that they are important. Throughout the years, so many team members have benefited from scholarships and were able to advance in their career with ACTS. Many of us at ACTS are in different roles from the position when we started. Most of us in leadership have grown through the company, taking on new challenges and growing our careers. ACTS is committed to giving those same opportunities to future generations. Among the ways we do that is through intentional career pathing and succession planning. Career pathing involves working directly with team members, finding out what they want for their future, and helping them get to where they want to go. Do they have ambition for leadership or management? Do they want to move out of one department and into another? Do they want more education and training? Do they want a different role that will sustain them for the next 30 or 40 years? Our goal is to help them get where they want to be. But we also know that ACTS has specific needs and that it is our responsibility to make sure we have a pipeline of persons ready to take on new challenges when the opportunities present themselves. Over the past many years, our succession planning committee has worked with operations and human resources to focus on several key community-based positions, including executive director, administrator of health services, director of nursing, director of restaurant services, and director of physical plant services. Recently, we added director of assisted living. This program allows us to identify strong candidates, provide specific opportunities to support their development, partner them with an experienced mentor, and prepare them for the next opportunity. This has been highly successful as we've promoted team members in each of these targeted roles, bringing positive impact to communities and the organization, and showing all team members that there are great opportunities at ACTS. We also seek to share the great opportunities within our organization to those who have not yet joined the company. As such, each year, ACTS Corporate University hosts interns to work throughout the organization. Our goal with our internship program is to provide robust summer learning experiences to college students and introduce them to the very rewarding career in senior living. Our goal is to make ACTS and senior living a career destination. It is great to see these young people working all across our organization, embracing our mission, our approach to serving our residents, and having an impactful and rewarding experience. And several of our interns have been offered full-time positions following their experience and are still working at ACTS today. Our internship activities go beyond our summer program. Throughout the year, we are approached to offer internship opportunities in all manner of services, from persons wanting to become administrators, to social workers and dietitians, to therapists. We provide opportunities to learn, gain experience, benefit from mentors, and to step foot into their future professions. And yes, we have hired many of them too. ACTS Corporate University continues to grow and expand our program offerings. Senior living, including ACTS, have sought ways to expose persons to the variety of opportunities within our industry. In many respects, we encompass elements of healthcare with our clinical services, hotels, restaurants, and resorts within our housing, hospitality services, and activities services. Not to mention technology, financial services, security, transportation, environmental services, and plant operations services. We cross over a tremendous variety of workplace sectors. To expose team members to the variety of opportunities that ACTS has to offer, we are developing the ACTS Career Experience, or ACE. This program will target team members, giving them the opportunity to shadow other ACTS team members, seeing what they do and learning how they develop their careers. This will give them a broader perspective on ACTS and the senior living industry. This program will enhance our retention efforts, support career mapping, and target opportunities to upskill and reskill our workforce. Our hope is that this experience will spark a career path of service and provide the next generation of leaders. In addition, as part of ACTS Corporate University mission, resident lifelong learning is an important part of our community life engagement teams. ACU is expanding its partnership with our life engagement teams to grow our lifelong learning platform, targeting both live and remote electronic-based learning opportunities. Our goal is to have a robust portfolio of programs supporting group learning as well as self-directed learning. In summary, we are so proud of ACTS Corporate University. It has become a vital part of our organization and a further expression of our loving kindness culture. We exist to support personal and professional development, growth, and effective service delivery. It is my honor to lead an amazing group of dedicated professionals as we support the ongoing mission of ACTS. Thank you, and it is my pleasure to turn this presentation back to Karen.
Thank you, Joanne, and thank you for watching this town hall presentation. We hope you found it to be informative. As is our tradition, your executive director will invite you to attend a live town hall at your community hosted by both your executive director and vice president of operations to provide the opportunity to have additional dialogue and ask questions regarding this topic. I hope you all have a wonderful spring season. May God bless you and your families.
Please hold your applause for the end. So I'm switching over here, make sure we have all of our technology working. Bridget, are you still with us?
I sure am. Hi, George.
Hi there. It's good to see you. And I have the camera facing the audience for your benefit. I've been in that situation that Bridget's in, looking at the screen, staring at myself during a presentation, and it's not the easiest thing to do. So a lot of information shared. and a lot to unweave. I'm pleased to see Bridget here today. She actually plays a very key role in part of ACTS Corporate University. But I wanted to just share a couple of personal experiences and observations before I open for questions. First, the culture that ACTS Corporate University sustained actually is just part of the ACTS culture that goes way back, and really looking within and advancement and training of those professionals or team members that work with ACTS. I am an example. My first job with ACTS was actually a unit clerk or medical records coordinator in skilled care. I was in the construction industry. My father-in-law suggested that I was going to college then. He said, you really should look at nursing home administration. Now, you don't come out of business school thinking, first thing I'm going to do is go conquer the nursing home world. It's a care industry. It's not a business necessarily per se. Obviously it is, but the vast majority of those who are in the industry, these are my air quotes, Bridget, that you can't see, are there because of the heart, because of what you do. So I did volunteer. I really enjoyed it. I went back to school and got my bachelor's degree in health services administration, came back to ACTS, and lobbied for a position. I really wanted to work for ACTS. And I was given an opportunity. Actually, the first opening was in not Southampton Estates, Brittany Point Estates in Pennsylvania. It was actually at the time the newest affiliate. We affiliated with a portion of the building, then built a new building next to it. And I was an administrator there. I worked at Southampton Estates and then had an opportunity to come back to Florida. I am a third-generation Floridian. So living in Pennsylvania in the wintertime was tough. In Florida, as you know, the roads are on the East Coast, very grid-like, north, south, east, and west. And you'd have a hard time getting lost. If you go east too far, you get your feet wet. The ocean's there. And you go west too far, the swamp's there. So, we're kind of boxed in between. So it was really, I always knew where I was and which direction I was facing. So being on a cow path road, which many of them literally are called cow path road, on a Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock, it was dark. So it was an eye-opener for me. I learned a lot about ACTS and picked up a lot of positive information to bring back to Indian River Estates at the time. But I continued there as the administrator, became executive director, campus director, and until my current role as vice president for the region. I report to Jeremy Neely. Jeremy Neely actually was in the accounting department, and he did auditing and oversight from a control perspective for the accounting department. He then got his administrator's license, became a nursing home administrator with ACTS, became an executive director, a vice president like myself for the Northeast region, and now his current role as my supervisor as a senior vice president. He reports to Jonathan Grant, the chief operations officer. Jonathan started 35 some odd years ago at St. Andrews Estates as a busboy. His path was a little different. He went through the culinary department, culinary director, then went into IT. It was at the beginning of the IT evolution, and then into operations again as an executive director and several, moving where his services were needed. Then a regional vice president, senior vice president of operations for all the regions, and now his current role. We have examples everywhere sprouting up. There's one from here, just recent. You have brothers, DeAndre and Dravis. Do we know the brothers? Yes. So those are actually, Dravis is now the HRC, the Human Resources Coordinator at St. Andrews Estates. I ran into him this morning, and at a glance, they're brothers. I thought it was DeAndre, and I thought it was IT, and I was like, why are you over here helping with IT? Are you helping him out? He said, no. He showed me his badge, and it said HRC, Dravis on it. And he says, I said, you were looking for advancement. He says, yes, I want your job. He does. He's serious, and I'm going to sit down and help him, on a path that'll give him the background and information he needs to pursue that path. But that's what it's about. It's, you can recruit and hire and get warm bodies in the door. That's one thing. ACTS has been focused it's been roughly 25 years since the board of directors set the goal to have turnover below 15%. And in an industry, 40% is respectable. It's normal. More than 40% is not unusual. In the hospital area, it's 100% is not unusual. Between 40 and 60 within the industry is really something that's common. There's a cost to that, a monetary cost, a human cost, and it's interactions too. It's those relationships. So when you don't see the same faces in the same places, you're starting from over with something. Maybe it's just names. Maybe it's they brought the experience they needed. That's great, but it's starting over. Then others might argue, well, you've got a lot of people a long time in one place, you get stagnation. I would agree that can happen, but also it's like a family. Have you ever seen a family that doesn't quarrel at some level, have a quarrel? They're going to have disagreements, but families also have that ability to communicate at a very high level because of their knowledge of each other. So, they're able to just basically get together, call a spade, sit down, hash it out, and move forward. That's what it's like when you have the seniority we have in so many positions. You're able to assess the situation, say, something's changed, what is it? Let's sit down and talk about it. And the ACTS Corporate University weaves in more layers of those opportunities. At this community, actually, this precedes Susan coming here. Susan came back to this community with a lot of ACTS experience and a lot of experience and knowledge of the leadership and the culture of Edgewater Boca Point. When Robin came here, though, Robin joined a team that was already in place for the most part, most of the positions, new to the culture, new to a lot of what's going on and the interactions. You saw the DISC training that was listed on there. Part of what Bridget brings to the table and through ACTS Corporate University is the ability for me to reach out and say, hey, Bridget, we have a situation here that I really think you can help. Can you come to the community and do sessions with the team? And then ACTS Corporate University and Bridget take it from there. If we had to pay for that service through a third party, number one, we're not budgeted for it. It's very expensive. And you get what you pay for, okay, but you don't get what you don't have access to. And the access is the culture. So if we had a third party come in, and there are a lot of organizations that do DISC training, we would get a very vanilla, very professional, but vanilla DISC training. When you have ACTS Corporate University come in, there's this deep, intimate knowledge of the culture of the organization and research. They know about the community. They know about the history of the community. They're able to sit with that team, and they actually worked with some team members on different areas, but the quality that they bring to that dialogue is immense. Well, that's enough I just wanted to give you some, color in some of the background, and share some personal things for myself and what I've witnessed with growth going on right now, and those stories are everywhere. But I do want to open if there are any questions that either Bridget, myself, or of course Susan can help with. I don't see any questions, so okay. Well, and that's a good thing. That means they were all answered in the very professionally done video, and we're always here for you. The ACTS Corporate University is always developing and growing and looking for opportunities. I can share that one of the questions that came up at Indian River in a different form earlier today at St. Andrews was about education for and involvement with residents. So, what that term is escaping me, lifelong learning. Yes, and one of the nice things that you have in Boca here are the relationships with the universities, and I know that our life engagement coordinators have speakers and they have individuals come in. A lot of those are even through networking through residents and their knowledge. So I would encourage residents, and I believe this is being recorded, so from a resident perspective, through ACTS Corporate University and especially through your life engagement coordinators, we can use technology such as we're using now to have Bridget join us. An example of this is Indian River Estates. On my meeting there on just yesterday, they were talking about a challenge they're having with bats. They have a bat challenge. I said problem earlier. It is what it is. The bats were there before they were, is the reality on that property. And they're a protected bat, and there's a whole history behind the bats. And then we went and built a barrel-tiled roof building around the bats, and they just think we're the most brilliant people in the world because we built these houses for them with all these barrel tiles. So Their challenge at Indian River States is learning about the bats, learning how to live with them, and it's not new. Even when I was the executive director there, we were working with bats. But there's a not-for-profit in North Florida that's actually scheduled to do a presentation about how we can accommodate the bats, live with the bats, and comfortably, and they're doing it through the Teams platform. So they're able to attend through this network. So I would encourage you, if you have any ideas, work with Life Engagement. You can talk to Susan, collaborate together. But lifelong learning is something that we're focused on as well. It's the ACTS Corporate University is always there to leverage, but most of those efforts are local because every community is different, and the access to both personal speakers coming. We have some communities that are very remote and not near colleges or universities. Others that are so close, they literally share the campus. Azalea Trace borders a university right next door. So that's our presentation today. I want to thank you for coming. This is recorded, and I know that we have the video that's likely on the portal. So if there's anything within the video you'd like to watch again, you're welcome to do so. And Bridget, I know I didn't let you get a word in. If you would like to share or say anything in closing, that would be wonderful.
Thank you, George. I appreciate you inviting me. You spoke so knowledgeably about ACU, though. There's not too much for me to add, other than I just will say it is a pleasure and an honor to be able to serve the team members and the residents of Edgewater at Boca Point, and I'm always excited to visit at any chance. And please say hello to me if you happen to see me in the future, because one of my favorite things to do is to walk around and say hello to people. But I just also wanted to share that I too have been positively impacted by my department. Before I even joined my department, I started at Granite Farms Estates in Media, Pennsylvania, and went through the MBA program, the cohort with ACTS Corporate University, and consequently found my role in the department as well. So there's just so many opportunities for team members, and now it's exciting that residents as well will be able to benefit from the advantages of our department. So please feel free to reach out to me or anyone on my team if you are interested in learning more.
Great. Thank you, Bridget. And you bring so much energy to the room. We appreciate that. When you're here, we know it. And thank you.
Thank you, George.
Right. Yes, we have a question.
Oh, good.
Thank you. George, do any of the communities in the Southeast region have an active lifelong learning program for residents?
The answer would be yes. Active is kind of a term that may be a challenge because it's cyclical. But Indian River States, actually, if you listen to NPR on the 88.9, which I pick up, it's from the campus of Indian River State College. Jean Felden, as a resident at Indian River States East, she actually set up a foundation for a lifelong learning program at Indian River State College. And the reality, I was just talking yesterday, asking questions about it, and their life engagement coordinators shared that their participation was so low at the college campus that we reached out and said, hey, you can host them here. We have participants that would come because there's no charge for it. So that's active, and it's by happenstance because of a resident donor for the college, but the resources are there. There are so many. I was at St. Andrews earlier today. There's some history talk, so it depends on the topic and the interest. Your ears might perk for some and not for others.
Yeah, I think I was mostly looking for where there is some model that we can learn from. I know that there are other CCRCs, that I visited before up in northern West Palm Beach County,
Right.
that actually had a program with the Osher Lifelong Learning Program
Right.
at the university, and we're bringing people in as opposed to, we certainly see brochures, and we can all go to FAU,
Right.
but if there were a formal, relationship program, in some case, bring some people here or via,
That's a
that'd be great.
good point. And what I would recommend, and this is based on dialogue from St. Andrews this morning, is that you collaborate with the St. Andrews team because there are opportunities. And oftentimes those that are sharing, especially authors, you know what authors do? They sell books. So it's not difficult to get interesting authors in to talk, about the history, whatever the book is about. So I would encourage you to network, and that's the life engagement aspect of what life engagement coordinators do, is help residents also participate in that process. So if there's interest in it, I would really spearhead it as a community, but I would work closely with St. Andrews because I think you both have the same effort, and then you might be able to leverage that, that synergy of the two, if you will. But good point. There's one other question, Bridget, and it was from St. Andrews, but everyone would benefit from it, and I don't know that you'll be able to answer it today. But the question, actually, one of the residents from St. Andrews was a professor prior to retiring, and she loves the learning aspect, learning more. And in talking about the Relias, which we didn't name it by name, but that's the form that we use now for our training for compliance, and then there are other opportunities, like we can direct certain team members to Relias programs that are specific to their needs. Her question was, well, can residents take Relias courses? My assumption to her was we likely contract based on the number of employees, and that access, that number drives the cost. So it would more than double if we just blanket opened it to residents. That was my suspicion. But I just wanted to plant that seed that there is some level of interest, and I'm sure it wouldn't be all residents, but some level of interest in leveraging Relias even as an opportunity for residents to do lifelong learning.
Absolutely, George. And I'm going to make a note of that because you're right. We do pay per team member. So that cost would be significantly higher, which would mean residents would, that would impact residents as well in terms of cost. However, there's always opportunities to explore in terms of how can we bring some of that content in other avenues, maybe outside of Relias, in a similar type of format. And we're always looking at good ways that we can leverage some of the things that other regions and communities have to bring in a consistent way to all communities. So thank you for that feedback. And that's something to definitely look into.
My pleasure. I have some thoughts. We can collaborate too. But there are some of the programs that I know, for example, for employees, we know how many trainings we mandate. So Relias as an organization knows how many times one of our employees should, I say should because not everybody does all their trainings, but should go into the system. But there may be other ways to access some of it. Teepa Snow, for example, does trainings for working with those who might be inflicted with dementia of different levels. She is amazing. She spoke recently in Boca, was it, or West Palm Beach? But she's a local speaker as well. I think she must live in the area, is what I'm assuming. But she's here quite a bit. But Teepa Snow, you can actually also YouTube her. But we use trainings through Teepa Snow, and she's really effective because she does role playing when she trains and talks. But she talks about, even early onset in different ways, and she's amazing. The trainings are, for us, they're mandated. For residents, it might be something we can bring in a larger form because I know they are YouTubed as well, so there must be some way to access them. But it's good to know. I wanted to share that question that came from another community because I think it's something that all residents might benefit from if there's a way to access some of these trainings for residents to enjoy. Well, thank you very much. Did you have anything you'd like to share again before I talk over you again? Sorry, Bridget.
Thank you. I'm great. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me part of the meeting.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing with us, and I want to thank everyone for coming today. And we did record this for your friends if you'd like anyone to watch afterwards. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.